president of the Community Foundation of Northwest Georgia. And the Community Foundation has set up a response fund. I know a lot of people have been asking, how can we help? The Chamber has been sending out lots of tips for supporting local businesses, but this is a new way that you can maybe assist based on what you hear today from David. So welcome, David, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Cindy. I'm glad you invited us to be part of all this. There's so much going on, and you know, I've been pleased to see the level to which people have reacted. You know, not just the self-quarantining and all the things that are going on, but their desire to help. It's part of who we are.
Absolutely, it's tremendous. Well, let's start with a brief overview from you. Tell us about the Community Foundation and the local aspect, because I know we have an affiliate fund, the Cartersville-Bartow Foundation. So talk to us a little bit about that to set the stage.
The Community Foundation of Northwest Georgia was established about 23 years ago to help people get the most out of their charitable giving. So in a lot of respects, we serve as an advocate. We are also a grant maker. We help people do charitable-based estate planning and all those fun things that really use the tool set out there and all of the wonderful rules, regulations. And we help it make it easier for people to give, both now and in the future. The Cartersville-Bartow Community Foundation is our affiliate fund. It's our boots on the ground within the Bartow community, and it's been around for 20 years. So it's been a successful grant maker and involved lots of local leadership in building the Community Foundation to serve Cartersville and Bartow County.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. A lot of good names associated around the Community Foundation. So we appreciate your work throughout the year and years plural. But specifically today, we're talking about this response fund that has been set up. Talk a little bit about that. What does that look like? Who is going to be benefiting or already benefiting from these funds?
Well, the Community Foundation established a response fund, and people can visit it by our website. It allowed them to designate funds to different counties, different communities throughout Northwest Georgia. So it's set up to do that. We established these funds because we knew that early on in this thing, people are going to feel compelled to give, and they want to make sure that a trusted partner helps those dollars get to where they needed to go. Last week, the Community Foundation Board approved a $5,000 grant to the United Way's COVID-19 Response Fund. We know they have boots on the ground and that their partner agencies are in a position to respond to emerging needs. The challenges that will face us over the next several months, I think, are really things that are going to be a moving target. So we want to make sure to have some resources available. At this stage, any dollars contributed to this will find their way directly to organizations serving Bartow County and its residents with basic needs. As we better understand the long-term implications, and I don't think it's just going to be those caused by COVID-19, there's going to be a lot of economic fallout on this as well. So the foundation is ready to be a grant maker and to provide whatever kind of technical assistance that we have to help people be as charitable as possible, and likewise use some of those dollars to support programs meeting needs now and other dollars to support programs in the long term.
Okay, so I appreciate you mentioning the partnership with United Way, another fantastic organization in our community. David, outside of those dollars that you've already sent to United Way, have there been other distributions as of yet, or are you still waiting to kind of see how things shape up and where the need can most be met?
Well, one of the things that we know is that Americans respond charitably to times of crisis. And right now we have a fund. It's been established, but we're not out there banging the bushes trying to get people to donate to it. We want to be a conduit if people need the service that we have, which is to donate to a trusted source. To make that donation easy, you can just click on a few buttons and give, like, you know, much in the same way that you would order something over the internet. And then in the long term, you have local accountability. So, you know, to answer your question, we're still so early in this. Funds will go, at least in the near term, to first responders in the humanitarian area, people who are helping with hunger, perhaps some shelter needs and so forth. But this is going to be with us a while, so we need to be strategic in our work. The other thing is we recognize that the Community Foundation is one of many organizations trying to help, and it's super important to us that we work collaboratively with them, that we don't create anything that is either a competitor or somebody who's trying to muscle in on territory that's not germane to the Community Foundation. We want to be a helpful agent. We want to provide provide a conduit for people to help, and that we want to make sure to stay abreast of information. Conversations I've had in the last few days, we're slowly seeing an increase in people seeking assistance with hunger. Now, you got to remember, there are a lot of hungry people out there already, and a lot of challenges associated with that. But as we go forward, we want to take a real careful look at what are the indicators of community health and welfare beyond those that Cartersville Medical Center and the medical community are dealing with, because the humanitarian side is one that'll follow any of the big crises we've had, and we want to be ready.
Okay, perfect. And I know one question that our viewers will have. It sounds like this is going to be for nonprofit entities. Money that will come in will be filtered through probably nonprofit entities. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And maybe some of these organizations already know how to reach out to you to access those dollars as needed. But any advice, because of course we'll have a viewership that spans beyond even just nonprofits, but let's make sure we address that for those watching. They'll know if they have access to any dollars and then how they could go about doing that.
At this stage in the game, our plan is to support organizations that are and giving resources to those that are already working closely with it. Once the president, the governor, and local authorities declared this a national emergency, it kind of paved the way for people to support these things charitably. Organizations that perhaps couldn't before can make some direct assistance to individuals. But at the other side of things, we're going to have to figure out what the triage, for lack of a better term. You know, are people needy now because they're needy, or are they needy as a result of the crisis? Employment is shaping up to be a real challenge, and so forth. So I think we're just at the beginning of this, but that's where we start. And people can reach out to the Community Foundation, but they're better served reaching out to the organizations that are actually doing the work. We want to make sure, to the best of our ability, that they've got as many tools as possible to help the people who reach out to them.
Okay, that's perfect. Good. I just wanted to make sure that we addressed that. Anything else, David, along these lines that we need to make sure that we cover for today's topic?
Just for today's topic, I think there's going to be as Americans, we are compelled to respond to crisis. One of the key ways we respond is charitably. I've told people, and I believe we've said this a number of times, is this is just the beginning. Give to charities that you trust. If we can be a partner in that, that's fine. But if you know of organizations that you currently work with and that are available in the community, support them. But know that there will be a couple of pieces to this. One is the immediate response, which is people are hungry now. But in the long term, charity is one of the ways we get the job done. It's just not who we are, but it's not what we do, but it's really who we are as a people. So, you know, we're early on the game. I appreciate what the Chamber's doing and getting the message out, but you know, there are other chapters yet to be written in this whole thing, and we're glad to be a part of it.
Well, again, thank you for the work. Again, in times like this, yes, we are highlighting things that are specific to the current situation, but we know that there's a lot of good work that's done, honestly, throughout the year on behalf of so many different partners. So it's great to be able to make people aware of that as well. So yes, the message for today is do your part, whether that's financial contributions, supporting the local businesses who still are going to need us for quite some time to inject that cash into the local economy, even though that looks different than what it looked like not that long ago. So David, again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for making this available to our viewers. And we appreciate all the work that you're doing.
Thanks to the Chamber, and just let us know how we can help.
Okay, sounds great. Take care.
Take care.